I am making a chocolate tea cake with mocha frosting on top. It's super easy recipe. 1 3 cups of all-purpose flour and 2 3 cups of unsweetened cacao powder, and then 1 teaspoon baking soda with 2 tablespoons of water in a separate bowl, 1 cup of strong cold coffee. I mean, it's regular like hot coffee, but I let it cool down, and then about a teaspoon of vanilla extract, mixing it with my baking soda, water concoction, and then 1 1/2 sticks of butter, room temperatured, with 2 cups of sugar. I'm mixing this all together until everything is combined, and then we're gonna need 4 eggs separated. The egg whites I'm gonna beat up until it's peaked, like has like little soft peaks. And to my butter mixture, I'm adding the yolks one at a time. Just want to make sure that everything is combined and evenly distributed. Sometimes I'll stop and scrape the sides and also sometimes the inside of the whisk attachment because I hate it when it gets like lumpy in there. And then I'm adding half of my flour chocolate mixture to the butter and let this kind of come together again, stopping and scraping from the mid part because you see like all the butter gets stuck in there. I hate that, but it happens a lot. That's okay. I'm adding the rest of my flour and then slowly adding in the coffee soda mixture, and this is gonna give some moisture to our cake. You can use this recipe as a pound cake, or you can make little individual cakes like I am. And this is what it looks like about 2 minutes after everything has finally come together. And now we can add our egg whites. I'm adding it in 3 different batches and just slowly folding it in from the side and into the center because we don't want to ruin the bubbles, the oxygen in the egg whites, because this is gonna make it fluffy. Like you can see, like it looks a little bit dense without the egg whites, but the egg whites is gonna give that little magic to it. And then another piece of the egg whites and fold in again and then again. And like I said, you can use this either in a pancake, baking sheet, or something like this. This is actually new. I just got it from Amazon, so I wanted to test it out. So this is what I'm using. It looks like a very small bundt cake, which I love it. So I'm gonna scoop them in, and I'm gonna leave about like a centimeter on top because it is gonna grow, and we're gonna preheat the oven to 325. If you are doing a pound cake, then bake it for about 50 minutes. If you're doing something like this, 18 to 20 minutes should be enough. Mine was exactly 20 minutes, but my oven is a little bit slow. Now for the frosting, I'm doing about 1/2 cup of powdered sugar and 1 tablespoon of coffee liquor. And I'm gonna make 2 different frostings so you can see how to control the thickness, because some people like it thin and runny, some people like it really thick, but really thick can be overwhelmingly sweet, especially when you add something sweet liquid to it. I have some hazelnuts over here that I'm just gonna tap on the knife with. I don't want to chop these because I want to see like big hazelnut parts, but not the whole thing. So the first one I'm going to show you is going to be the thin frosting, so I can just dip it in and you can see how it's sliding. It's very see-through and it's gonna keep on sliding. I'm just gonna put in some hazelnuts on top. I personally don't like this unless it's on a donut. I prefer the thick glaze because I have a terrible sweet tooth, and it's also so delicious. I love making flavored frostings. It's just so good. So here is a thick one. Now this is a little bit harder to dip because I added about a tablespoon more of the powdered sugar, and this is what it looks like. I also tried to scoop it on with a fork spoon, and this was so much easier. Just put a little bit on top and just glade it on top the way the shape of the cake goes if you're using something like this, and it will still slide off a little bit, but not as much as the thinner glaze. So I prefer this one. I think it's also prettier and it's so much easier to control how much it slides. Like the more you add on a part, the more it's gonna slide, where with the thin glaze it's gonna slide off. And this is it. It was so tasty, and it's pretty thick, so it's pretty filling, but it's still very, very fluffy. And these are perfect for a potluck or a party or just having friends over. And I love how these are individual and you can just grab it and eat it.